John Cena. You promised 4 to 6 months. Don't worry about it. He'll be back in a week. See you next Monday on Raw.
Hey, let's talk about wrestling.
Well, listen up and pour yourself a cold drink. We're gonna talk about the things that fire you up. Because it is wrestling. Everyone is coming down, not wearing a frown. Talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Talk about the things that really fire you up. And because it is wrestling, everyone is coming down, not wearing a frown.
Was I watching Raw or was I watching The Karate Kid? We got HB Shizzle basically playing the role of Mr. Miyagi. Will he be a fair and impartial judge, or will he help Danielson, actually Bryan Danielson, to beat Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell? Big Show! Daniel Bryan, super fan, wearing the yes, yes, yes shirt. Who does not like this? Triple H. He's had it up to his gonzo-like nose just about here. So what does he do in response? He decides for the rest of Raw to make out with Stephanie McMahon. Albert, A-Train, Giant Bernard, Lord Tensai. Only 3 rotations. Stephanie McMahon is finding new ways to exact revenge on Daniel Bryan, this time in the form of his fiancée, Brie Bella, in a match with Tamina Snuka. Guess what? Nikki was banned from ringside. Also in other news, Jimmy Superfly Snuka did not show up.
Really? You want us to do what? El Dorito who? Man, this is some bullshit.
Fall is that time of year when WWE decides to pull out a good old beat the clock match. Wouldn't you know that CM Punk beat the clock, meaning that he got to choose the stipulation at Hell in the Cell. His stipulation being a handicap match between Ryback and Paul Heyman. Hopefully this is the blow-off for this feud, because quite frankly, I'm no longer a Paul Heyman guy. I'm a Jim Cornette guy. And your new WWE Tag Team Champions, 2.5 Plumbers. If the Wonder Years taught us anything, it's that we can all use a little bit of help from our friends. The Big Show came and knocked the hell out of the Shield, which means Cody and Goldust Rhodes are now the Tag Team Champions. Now, Cody has had some other partners in the past, and it hasn't worked out. Perhaps there's a curse? See Ted DiBiase, Drew McIntyre from 3MB, and Hardcore Holly. Now, this could lead to an inevitable showdown between these two brothers, a la WrestleMania 10, Bret and Owen Hart. Now, I'm going to promise you something and make a prediction here. You will see these two brothers feud at WrestleMania. If I'm wrong, send me a bunch of angry emails. If I'm right, send me a bunch of angry emails. However, waiting in the wings, the Usos, who are next in line to have the opportunity for the Tag Team Championship. But don't forget, the Shield are entitled to a rematch. Will we see a triple threat at Hell in a Cell? And if y'all are really good after Impact, I'll take y'all to the Cracker Barrel. I'll tell you what, Dixie Carter, we understand you're a Southern woman. It doesn't mean you have to act all King of the Hill boomhauer on us and prove that you are, in fact, a Southern woman. Now, this week we saw probably one of the best matches I've seen in a long time, which was Austin Aries, who got the clean pin on Jeff Hardy. The Brainbuster was insane. This was definitely the match of the week. Samoa Joe has inserted himself into the Ultimate X Championship for the BFG pay-per-view, which is this weekend. Now, wouldn't you know it? Oh, it's Bobby Roode and my good friend Kurt Angle. Guess what? Kurt Angle's going into the Hall of Fame, and they will be facing off at TNA's Bound for Glory. In final and other news, Hulk Hogan, where are you going? Hulk Hogan, where did you go? Are you going to WWE, or will you stay? It's that magical time of year, boys and girls. Halloween. No, better yet, it's time for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And if you want to recreate all your past, present, and future moments, this is the place that you need. Go to WrestlingFigures.com and get your Hell in a Cell on. Welcome to Ringside Mailbag, where you have questions, and debatably, I might have answers? Millen Collin, King of the Road, asks, Jerry, are you Jim Duggan's son? Do you mean Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Do you mean the last ever television champ? The answer is no. I'm actually Bam Bam Bigelow's son. Mr. WWE Revelation asks, hey, Since Mattel made Randy Savage and Big Show NWO versions, is it possible we might have more NWO members in the future? Yes, it's very possible. It's definitely possible. As long as the guys that we're talking about have signed a deal with Mattel or they have a WWE Legends deal. The current possibilities would be Kevin Nash, black and white, Wolfpack Savage, that'd be pretty cool, Lex Luger, and Curt Hennig. But really, if we got a WCW Curt Hennig West Texas redneck rap is crap version, wouldn't we all just be happier? Wouldn't the world be a better place? From our good pal Captain McKay Random, Jerry, who are some of your favorite wrestlers from the 90s, 2000s, and today? That is a very good question. Let me first answer by stating this. That's right. Kevin Nash, Diesel, Big Daddy Cool, loved him, was a bodyguard for Shawn Michaels, had his own singles career, did the whole NWO gimmick, he was the man. I was a huge fan of The Rock, I was a huge fan of Austin, probably most of the same guys that you were, anybody who was good on the mic and half decent in the ring at that point in time. In the 2000s, well, obviously Goldberg from the 90s going into the 2000s. I was a big fan of Batista, obviously Randy Orton. I've always been a fan of the bigger guys. I think it's always good to see a great squash match, which we don't get enough of on television these days. UNK Ultra asks, Yo Jerry, we've seen females with female bodyguards before. Sable had Nicole Bass as her bodyguard in the late 90s, but maybe you're choosing to forget that, and I don't blame you. You know what? You're right. I completely forgot about Nicole Bass for good reasons and for bad reasons. Because if you looked at certain parts of her, she was kind of sexy. But then if you looked up at it, but yeah, I kind of did put it out of my mind. Oh boy, we got one here. The priceless WWE champ. Dear Jerry, if you don't answer this, I will get the Shield to come and find you. My question is, will Mattel make a ringside exclusive Chris Jericho WrestleMania 18 attire with both the undisputed title and jacket? I have no idea how to answer this question. However, harnessing the power of the Four Horsemen, I know someone who does.
Come with me. I'll explain. That is actually a very good question. Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 18 version with the Attitude Belt and the World Heavyweight Belt. We've thought about doing that as a ringside exclusive. The truth is Chris Jericho figures don't sell all that well for us. The Elite 20 Chris Jericho with the glow-in-the-dark jacket did, but it was kind of an exception to the rule. So we kind of steered away from that for exclusive choices. However, here's a story about when Jax lost the license with WWE. We were actually already planning to do a Jericho Up, Goldberg Down 2-pack with that Chris Jericho from WrestleMania 18. And Goldberg. Goldberg was going to have the WCW version with the WWE fabric trunks, and Chris Jericho was going to have two different outfits. Here's actually the samples that the designer sent to me. This outfit, the top and the bottom, and then there was going to be a blue version as well, which I believe he wore this one at WrestleMania. It never happened, unfortunately, but would have been awesome.
To Monday Night Raw, we have the newest Paul Heyman guys entering the ring. Miz TV, Bro kick to Mr. Money in the Bank, Tombstone Pile Driver through a table to Eddie Guerrero, a triple team on Sin Cara, Big Show finally knocking out Triple H, and the new World Heavyweight Champion, John Cena. When the heck will you choose a WWE Champion, Triple H? Well, at least he revealed new titles. Tune in next time on Monday Night Raw.
Well, like all good things, Ringside or Riot must come to an end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. And for the largest selection of WWE figures in the universe, go to WrestlingFigures.com, or I'm gonna hit you with this chair!